morning, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Second and One podcast, where we talk about all things sports and other things related, media, social politics, and today we definitely going to talk about stocks. I am your host. Kobe is great. Kobe is the GOAT. Um, with us, our other host, we got Mo.
Yo.
We got some special guests. Returning to the podcast, Cbrisc and Spy.
What's going on?
For our viewers out there, if you guys are wondering where Shiz is at, he's at Walmart trying to get one of those TVs and a PS5. So he couldn't be with us tonight. So we usually start this off with taking a shot, but we're not going to do that because we're going to jump into the draft, and that's going to take up some time. But we're going to start in NFL, and I'm asking you guys, what do you guys think about the games we saw last weekend, the NFC Championship and the AFC Championship? You can go first, Mo.
I mean, I was very happy that the Bucs played that first game, so my anxiety didn't have to go through the roof for an extra 3 to 4 hours. So it was good to get that out of the way. And then we saw just good old fashioned these coaches like analytics, but they don't like math. Like we saw it at its finest. I still think the Bucs would have won the game, regardless of them going forward on fourth or whatever. But I just don't understand the logic between being aggressive. All right, we're going to try to cut this lead from 5 to 3. Mm-hmm. You missed the 2-point, so you're being aggressive, right? And then later on in the game, it's fourth down from the 8-yard line, and then you say, "Let's kick the field goal." Like that's the most not aggressive. Like you just flip flopped your strategy for no. I just don't get it.
And Malfoy stinks. He stinks. That's why.
Yeah, it's possibly the craziest thing I've ever seen, and I don't understand the analytics behind that. That says, "Hey, go for it." Like I need to see the book that says, "Hey, when it's 5, try to get it to 3, but when it's fourth and goal at the 8, and you got 4 stoppages, and if you fail it, this team will be at the 8-yard line. Don't go for it. Kick the field goal." Like that just doesn't. That can't be the same book. That's got to be 2 different books by 2 different authors.
Yeah, I need to see his logic book was all fucked up.
Yeah, so I still believe the Bucs would have won regardless, but that was classic, just bad coaching, trying to be too cute, trying to do too much, and not understanding what's going on. If they would have kicked the field, so when it was 5, if they just would have kicked the extra point, cut it to 4. Really, it's a 7-point game at that point. If everything stays the same, it will be a 7-point game. And then going for it would only make more sense. So I just don't get that strategy. It is it's odd to see. But listen, man, they got all offseason to think about it. So I was happy to see it. I was happy to see the Bucs win. And then, it didn't go the way that I thought. I thought the Chiefs would win, but I thought it would be like you just can't touch Pat Mahomes, and it just ended up. I think Josh Allen just held the ball a little too much, got into too many long down situations, and not having a running back. It really showed up. I didn't think it was going to come to light the way it did, but not having a back, it really showed. Like Singletary. He's a nice guy, but he's not a feature back.
No, not at all.
It really showed that they needed a back there. Really, like TJ. I think TJ Yeldon had more reps than him. That's a sign we need to make a move and get a serious back.
Well, according to some people, Yeldon's pretty good.
Again,
what people said that?
That's an inside joke.
Yes, man.
It must be fantasy.
Yeah.
No.
Not at all.
Unfortunately, what was it? 2 years ago, Doug said that he believed that TJ Yeldon could do everything Christian McCaffrey does.
No, that's
what?
Did
he have Corona back then too?
Yeah, they're all second. They're all second down. They're all just second string.
Filling backs.
Yeah, just second, third options as far as backs. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. You don't got to put them in. Like they're those type of guys. So yeah, they get it back, but I don't know, man. That was I don't know. That was just the Chiefs just rolled them. Like it just looked like I was like, oh man, they down 10, and it was just like, whatever. Let's just march down the field. Nonstop.
So,
Keep scoring.
What'd you think, Spy?
Everything that I thought it would be. I knew Matt LaFleur would choke. He isn't that guy. And y'all know I've been saying F Matt LaFleur since Titans days because I don't think he's bright enough. I mean, they say he was a prodigy of Sean McVay, which is a lie. Yeah, I don't get his strategy. You go for it for the 2-point conversion, but yeah, it's 4th and go. You're down by 8. You kick a field goal thinking that you'll have time to stop Tom Brady from getting 1 first down. That makes no sense. It's just Tom Brady. I mean, this is not like Teddy Bridgewater. So that's why Aaron Rodgers is pissed off, which I agree. Even with the Chiefs and Bills, that was deja vu from last year with the Titans and the Chiefs. I knew that would happen too. When they were up 10-0, I was like, here we go again. But, yeah, I agree with Snell as far as Josh Allen held the ball in too long. There's so many sacks where he took at least, lost 10, 12 yards.
Yeah, he was taking, big drop. It's just, dropping back. Tackles keep dropping back.
Yeah, I saw one.
Just throw it away.
He lost 16 yards on 1 sack.
Yeah.
Going back, not being where he's supposed to be. But, yeah, man, I'm on the same boat as Mo. Like, I needed to see that Bucs game first because I 100% wanted the Bucs to win. And, yeah, the jig is up. Well, the jig has always been up. I've always hated Matt LaFleur. And I've always hated Aaron Rodgers' personality. Like, if your family don't like you, then I can't like you either.
That's a fact.
It's super facts machine. But he played, and like Mo said last week, Aaron Rodgers is not going to lose that game. It's going to be other people on the team that lose that game for him. You know what I'm saying? And I think the other person on the team just happened to be the head coach.
Yeah, the head coach and
the defense coordinator.
Not even defense coordinator.
Nah, I don't think it's even coordinator. I think they played a good game defense.
Aaron Jones, really, the coach got Aaron Jones off the hook. Like, that's really what happened. Because Aaron Jones, I don't know, he looked like yo, I got the Bucs money line. Like, that's what he looked like out there. I was like, yo, I don't know what Aaron Jones is doing, but this is wow.
He didn't look good, man. And like I said, like everybody's saying, I don't know why he went for that. Didn't go for it on 4th down. You're that close. You go for it. You give Aaron Rodgers as many opportunities as you possibly can because he is such a great football player. Like, I would have just felt better in my heart as a coach letting Aaron Rodgers go for it on 4th. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, even if he fails, you can say he's Aaron Rodgers. I trust him.
Exactly. You know, and you're not wrong in doing that. And the thing that I said, as soon as they won, I texted the group chat and I was like, Aaron Rodgers is going to hang Matt LaFleur's ass out to dry.
Oh, yeah.
In the media this week.
Everybody knew that.
Bro, he is going to fucking hang his ass out. But I think right after the game, they interviewed him and he was like, I don't know what my future is. Like, saying that cryptic stuff. Like, I think he's just pissed off with that team. I think at this time he just wants to get the fuck out of there. So then for the AFC Championship, man, I saw the Bills go up 10, and I was like, I hope they don't think they safe. Because KC will roll you from 24 down. And, I mean, basically that's what happened. They came up and they fucking rolled them. I'm always a little suspicious of that Kansas City defense, but they show up to play. Like, they always show up to play, and they just do what they're supposed to do. But I think the Bills made it easier because, like Mo was saying, they had no run game at all. Like, they just made it a lot easier for that Kansas City defense. But that's how I felt about it. What do you think, Cbrisc?
Before I get started, let's all say it together.
No. Put out a discllmer.
Let's all say it together as a
hates
family.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is overrated, baby. He's overrated. It's official. We all saw it. Tom Brady's 108 years old on a new team in a new conference, came into his town and beat him. Like, what more is there to say? Like, I don't. How many more excuses are we going to give Aaron Rodgers? Like, the last 2 NFC championships, he lost to 98-year-old Tom Brady in Green Bay, and then he lost to Matt Ryan by 100 by half 100. Like, I don't know. Like, what more do we want to say about Aaron Rodgers? Like, I don't know.
I mean, the Niners beat the shit out of him last year.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. The last three NFC championships, he's lost like that. So
this the only one I can say is not his fault.
It wasn't him. He played.
This good. One like the other two, they were just royal ass whoopings. This one,
I'm about to say the other one was the defense. Like the one last year was the defense's fault because they could not stop the run. They couldn't stop the run. They just ran the ball.
This one was between Aaron Jones, like. because Aaron Jones fumbled that first time and his own team recovered it. At that point, he's got to be, I got to put 2 hands on the ball for the duration. And then he lets it was a good hit, but he shouldn't have fumbled. So between Aaron Jones and Matt LaFleur.
And King.
And King. Yeah, King.
But my thing about that call, they were letting them play real handsy the whole game.
I'm talking about in the first half.
Oh, you talking about that? With Scotty burned him? You talking about with Scotty burned him?
You don't play Robert coverage.
Scotty burned him, and also he jumped a day too early with Mike Evans. Like that was
a day too early.
He jumped a day too early on that pass. Yeah, and then Scotty, and then you let Scotty beat you. What was it? 6 seconds to go or whatever.
Yo, Scotty comes off the bench like 3 times a game, and you let this guy beat you.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, he's another guy. They had the over in the Bucs parlay. Like, got my game check on it. Like that. That's what they look like. So
yeah.
I mean, we don't need to talk about Aaron Rodgers choking away the last 3 NFC championships anymore. What I will say is that, Tom Brady, man, like.
Yeah, he's the GOAT, man. He's the GOAT.
I understand if you're a fan of a team in the AFC East, how you can hate him, but I don't understand how if you have like no rooting interest against him, I don't understand how you can't love him. Like he just wins. Like he is just a winner. Like it's pretty simple. Like I heard a lot, or I saw a lot of people talking this week about how like the 3 interceptions he threw, like Aaron Rodgers outplayed him and he didn't deserve it and all this shit. Like, shut up. Like he keeps winning. He just keeps winning. Like all that stat shit. Like y'all weren't talking about how he threw 40 touchdowns this season. Like nobody was saying he didn't deserve throwing 40 touchdowns this season. But now he throws 3 interceptions and people are saying that Aaron Rodgers deserved to win. Like, get off your knees. Clean your mouth and just acknowledge what is happening, and that is that Tom Brady showed yet again that Aaron Rodgers doesn't even deserve to be in any conversation with him.
Yeah, now he doesn't. 100% he doesn't.
He never has, but he definitely doesn't now. And like, I mean, what is going to happen if Tom Brady beats Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl?
Listen, man, you already know
what?
Like, yeah, he doesn't have. You have Tom Brady don't got to win another game. Get him his statue. Put him like they could put him in the Ring of Honor halftime at the Super Bowl. Like he's done. He don't have to do nothing else in Tampa. Like
he don't got to do nothing else in Tampa. He don't got to do nothing else in the NFL. You got to look you see what he's done. Like all he did was win in New England, left New England, went to Tampa Bay and wins there. Like, I mean, if he beats Patrick Mahomes, like, great. I mean, that's just another notch on his belt. But to me, like, he doesn't even have to beat him. Like, he's there, and nobody can surpass him.
I mean, if he beats, and I know I didn't say anything about the Chiefs, but like, if he were to beat Mahomes, Andy Reid, and that offense in the Super Bowl, I feel like he has to retire because you can't do anything else. Like you literally, like you can't. That is the ultimate peak career moment. Like you change teams, you change conferences, you change coaches, you change everything, and the next year you go and beat the highest paid player in the history of the NFL, the reigning league MVP, the guy who everyone says is going to end up being the greatest football player to ever live. The next year you beat him in the Super Bowl in a home game? Like what? Like, that's
the thing you got to look at. Like,
what more can you accomplish?
Brady's already beat him to get to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So Brady switched conferences and plays all of the tougher teams in another conference before he even gets to the Super Bowl. He just like, all right, knock that team out, knock that team out, knock that team out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just a winner. And I'm glad you said he has to go and beat Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes because I got a source that told me Eric Bieniemy can't read, and that's actually a coloring book that he has for a play sheet. So he's not really calling plays; he's just coloring, standing next to Andy Reid. So,
I mean, yeah, like I don't. I mean, we talked about this last time I was on, but I don't know what's going on with Eric Bieniemy. Like I think 100% the Chiefs did that minority hire
It was like, yo, listen, just stand next to Andy and don't do nothing.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe he's just going and throwing these interviews because he doesn't want to leave. He might,
Exactly.
That's the only thing. There, like, yo.
But my
That's what
thing,
I'm saying.
but my thing is, I
But you always
wouldn't.
decline interviews though.
Yeah, and I would say I wouldn't even go, I wouldn't even decline him. I would just go, like, especially to the Texans. If the Texans said, "Hey, come interview," I would go order mad steak and be like, "All right, I'm good," and leave.
It's just no way. So there's no way anyone could possibly explain to me that, hey, we're going with what's the guy's name? Cully?
Yeah, Connolly. Connolly.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck they hired.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm saying, like, I didn't know who he was.
Well, no, I have a theory on that. I think it's a fact. I think Eric B did turn down that job because he knew
absolutely.
Watson wasn't coming.
Yeah, because there's no way you can explain, like, okay, so we're gonna go with the Ravens pass game coordinator.
The Ravens didn't pass the ball,
which is not existent.
Exactly, they was the like number one rushing team.
Who's been the offensive coordinator for possibly one of the most high-powered offenses ever? Like, those are your two options, and you say, you know what? Give me the Ravens passing game.
We're gonna go against the grain.
Yeah. There's no way. Like you said, Eric Bieniemy, either he is the worst interviewer known to man, or he's going to certain jobs and just throwing it because for whatever reason, like because it just doesn't matter.
I think even if he was a bad interview, like people would give him the benefit
of the doubt, yeah,
because of how much
success
he's had.
Exactly, he's a winner. Like, yeah, he's a winner. Like, give him a shot. Like
I don't care if he can't read. He can sign language, right?
Yeah,
get him out there.
Yeah.
All right.
But
so
go ahead. Quickly about the Chiefs. I mean, I picked the Bills on here a couple times to go to the Super Bowl, but
I did too.
I think you guys could all tell that I didn't really have that in my heart like that. I didn't really believe that.
Yeah, I had it in my heart. I wanted them to win.
It's no fun picking the Chiefs. Like, I'm going with the Chiefs.
But I did believe that they were going to get there. I thought they were going to get to the AFC Championship. I didn't believe. I mean, the stage was just a little too big for Josh Allen. I think a lot of what you said, Snell, about like him holding the ball too long. I think that's what that is. You know, he's trying to make the home run play every play. I mean, that's how he plays, so it's not like that was out of character for him. But like, but yeah, I mean, and like I think what happened with them kind of exposed something that I didn't think would happen is that I thought that they had a good chance. They had the best chance out of any team in the AFC to beat the Chiefs because they could kind of match them firepower. Like, you know, like you got a big gun, I got a big gun. Let's see whose gun is bigger.
But they just got more weapons though.
Yeah, I think what we found out is that Mahomes' gun is way big. Way bigger.
Exactly.
It's a bazooka.
His fucking gun is way bigger.
Yeah, it's not like it's not a gunfight. So, I think what the Bills have done a really good job doing is they every year have just continued to get Josh Allen more weapons. And
they just get better.
Next year.
They just get better every year.
I think what they will realize is that we have a lot of weapons now. And I believe, like, if Smokey Brown had been healthy all year, I think that might have changed something a little bit, maybe. Yeah. But I think what they realize is that, like, we still don't have enough. So, like, we have Stephon Diggs, but, like, Dawson Knox is not going to cut it at tight end. So we're going to have to get, like, an athletic tight end that can catch. We're going to have to get, like, an actual running back. We can't just do this running back by committee thing with a bunch of Jags, you know. We can't just have a bunch of guys back there. And yeah, I mean, I think that's what that's going to illuminate for them, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see in the offseason, whether it's through the draft or through free agency somehow, that they again try to find a way to accumulate some more weapons. I mean, they did pick up Kenny Stills. I know everyone.
They didn't use him. I like Kenny Stills,
but they picked him up, so I don't know if they'll be able to like exercise some type of team option and bring him back. But you know, you'll have a Gabe Davis in his second or third year next year too, so that might help. But yeah, I mean, I think they're still ahead of schedule. So like, if you're a Bills fan, I think you should be happy with the season. I know it's going to hurt to lose an AFC Championship, but you should feel good about how the season played out. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see a lot of Chiefs Bills AFC Championship matchups
and Titans
over the next 5 years. Yeah, I like the Titans, but I mean,
the jig is up on that too.
A lot of Chiefs Bills.
We just hire a fucking defensive coordinator, we'll be fine.
It's all right, man. You know, I'm available. Tell them to call me up.
All
right. So.
Tell them to call me up. I mean, Houston's hiring anybody.
Yeah, Houston's hiring. Yo, give me a job.
Yeah, right.
So now that you said that, like when you really look at it, there's NFL teams out there that are hiring bums, literally. Like Texas, they hired a bum. The Jets, when they hired Gase, everybody knew Gase was a bum. Like, why do you continue to give these losing ass coaches these opportunities to continue to fucking lose? Like, at some point, you just got to say, I might as well get the fucking trash man off the corner because he actually plays Madden, so he might know more about the damn game than Adam Gase does. But I don't know. You just see the craziness in the league and how they hire and stuff like that. But anyway, so as it stands right now, today, the Super Bowl is 2 weeks away. You know things could change, but right now, who do you have winning the Super Bowl? We're gonna go with Mo last because he has his whole heart and life invested in this. So we're gonna go to Brisk first. What do you think, Brisk?
I don't know, man. This is tough. This is like the this is the matchup where like you can't. You're either like you're both right and wrong with whoever you pick. Like you can't be right and you can't be wrong with whoever you pick because like historically picking against Tom Brady in big games has just been a terrible losing philosophy. Like just blindly pick Tom Brady in big games and you'll print money. And like historically, I mean, on like a way lower scale, picking against Patrick Mahomes in big games has been real bad too. So it's like I don't know. Like I have a hard time. Like I can't imagine, or I can't imagine. I just like do the Bucs have enough? Like can the Bucs go punch for punch with them on offense? Like that is the thing that I can't decide because I think like Brady was able to like avoid losing by throwing 3 picks against Aaron Rodgers. But like if he throws 3 picks against Mahomes, like you're probably down 14 or 20 at some point, and I don't know if they can dig out of the hole that way. You know, I just have a hard time putting together like a game script where the Chiefs can't just score at will, and the Bucs have to play catch up. And I think if the Bucs have to play catch up, it's gonna be tough for them. So I guess I'm not going to bet this game. I'm in a state where you can't bet. But, like, if I was in a state where I could bet, I probably wouldn't bet because, like, just again, like, betting against Tom Brady just feels so bad. Like, it feels like for so many years, people have been talking about how he's washed and he has a noodle arm and he can't do it and the teams are winning despite him. But, like, he just keeps winning. He keeps winning. So betting against him is something that I would never suggest anyone do. But I'm gonna pick the Chiefs to win.
All right. What about you, Spy?
I'm in the same boat as Briss. It's you can't lose if you pick either or. But I think I'm gonna go with the Chiefs though. Andy Reid is not fucking Matt LaFleur. I tell you that right now, and I think
he's a lot fatter.
The Bucs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The Bucs defense did all right last week, but their secondary, and Snell will allude to it, is not good at all. And last time Tyreek faced Davis, was it Carlton Davis, the corner? We had 2 bills on him in the first half. So I think, the X factor is going to be somebody like Mecole Hardman, who's going to come out of nowhere and just like have a big return or a big end around. And I think, like Briss said, if Brady throws 1 or 2 picks, Mahomes is going to capitalize. Yeah. But I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think it'll probably be win by a field goal or less than 5, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs, though.
All right. So, as we all know, I've never been wrong in my fucking life. And
did your life start today? Did your life start like an hour ago?
My life started before yours started, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know who's older. But I'm going to go with Tampa Tom. How can you fucking not go with Tampa Tom? And I'm going with just the namesake of saying Tampa Tom to reference the Bucs. But I think the Bucs defense is going to do what it's supposed to do. I think Todd Bowles is going to go out there and call a masterpiece of a defensive game. If you look at last week, the Bucs actually beat them without their 2 starting safeties. Both of them were out. One went out during the game. So they'll have those guys back. And I just think they'll be able to maneuver around whatever Andy's going to do. I think Andy's going to choke on a couple corn dogs, and he's not going to call the right plays.
Don't do that to Big
But no, because if everybody's on the Chiefs bandwagon, and that's cool. But
It's
fuck
not really
that.
a bandwagon though. It's just the
It's a
fact
hell
that
of a-
Yes, it is.
It's
the
a
biggest
fucking
goddamn band.
Lamborghini.
I'm about to
It's a
say
Lamborghini.
it's the biggest bandwagon in fucking sports history. Oh, the Chiefs! I'm a Chiefs fan. Shut the fuck up. But
it's a Maserati Porsche truck.
yeah, exactly. Like, nah, get out of here, man. The Tampa Bay is gonna take it back to old school football, smash mouth. I think they're. I watched Shannon and Skip in the morning, and I think Shannon is right with his take on if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win, the MVP is going to be either Shaq Barrett or JPP.
No
Because
chance. There's no.
Yeah, no chance.
No. If the Bucs win,
if they win the Super Bowl, it's going to be one of those two. Because I'm telling
It's gonna
you,
be Brady.
they are going to
Tom
chase.
Brady could be one
Tom
for
Brady,
50.
exactly. He could throw 10 interceptions, have 10 fumbles.
All right,
and the Bucs could win.
All right, so the
3-0.
all right, so so the bureaucracy will give it to Tampa. We'll give it to Tampa, whatever. But I think those two are going to have a really good game because they're going to move Patrick Mahomes off of that spot. They're not going to let him get comfortable. They're going to get after his ass every play and every down. And they were actually doing that to Aaron Rodgers, which I think made Aaron Rodgers very uncomfortable, which made him not be as effective as he wanted to be. And if we all know, the Chiefs will make mistakes during the game. They will give up fumbles. They will throw interceptions. Like, they will just make bonehead mistakes. I just think before, like when they play other teams, it's just that they're a lot more resilient than those other teams, and they can come back. But there's nobody in the history of football that's more resilient than Tom Brady. Like, Tom Brady will come back from whatever it is and, put up whatever. He will do whatever he has to do. So I don't think their resiliency outmatches Tom Brady. So I don't think they'll win that game. I just think Tom Brady – and then I think they'll run the ball a lot more effectively. And I think they just have so many more weapons, too. Like, you got Mike Evans, you got Chris Godwin, you got Scotty Miller, and we don't even know if Antonio's going to play, which I think he's going to do everything in his power to play because this is his first Super Bowl. So he'll be out there, making catches. And if and the Chiefs' defense is not the greatest, their secondary isn't the greatest. So if you put 4 wide receivers out there with the type of talent that Tampa Bay has, it's just going to stretch them way too far. It's going to stretch them way too far, and then you'll find holes. And if it's anybody you want looking for holes, it's Tom Brady. There you go, Tom Brady.
Snow, we already know who you're going to pick to win. So tell us how.
So tell us how this is going to happen.
So I'm deeded into who I have to win. Like, there's no way around that. Who I have and want to win. There's no way around. But if you want to talk about betting, and I'll give you this. I say it every week, and I'm going to say it again. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers secondary cannot cover a twin band. Yeah. With that being said, you're going up against possibly the best quarterback we may ever see, and with 2 weeks to prepare, with possibly one of the greatest offensive coaching minds that we'll ever see. So, with that being said, that's not good. But also, I think that the Bucs will have some confidence, not only just from having Tom Brady on the field, that gives you confidence, but we also already played the Chiefs. So
beat them too, right?
They lost by a field goal.
We lost by a field goal, but we were down.
That's great.
But we were down early, and also we got to see how ugly things can get very fast if you don't bring your A game. So I think that's like a good thing to see of like, okay, we lost, and we also got to see like, this thing can get ugly in 3 drives. Like, you can't slack off. Like, I think to get that feel of it and to already see Tyreek Hill's speed is a bonus of like, okay, this guy is way faster than me. Let me back up some.
Exactly. Let me get a 20-yard cushion.
Speed on tape translates way better.
Exactly. Sometimes I think like in a Super Bowl or in a playoff matchup, because it happened last week, like what Valdez Scantling. I don't think like if you don't play against that team, you don't really know how fast Valdez Scantling is, or you know what I mean. You don't know, and then you're 1-on-1, and that island turns into a Sandals beach resort, and you're beat. And there's a touchdown. Like you so playing against Tyreek Hill and him going for I don't even think it was the first half. It was like the first quarter. He had like
first quarter. He had 2 bills.
Yeah, he had 200 yards in the first quarter. So we need to back up. So I think that does help. Just playing against them one time to kind of have that feel of like this team is fast, and if we come in here playing around, they can blow us out. Yeah. So we need to be prepared. Come ready. So I think we have a shot, but if we were going to bet, always give me the quarterback versus the bad secondary every single time, because that's going to prevail. So that's always my thinking.
So you're saying take the over?
Yeah,
you take the over, right?
I would. I just don't know. I don't know.
Number, probably it's probably going to be a big number.
Yeah, I think it was definitely. I think it was 50. I want to say 56. Yeah, I want to say. So that's high, and that's a high in the that's a huge number in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's a huge.
But I mean, but you got to look at the two offenses you got. You got Mahomes and that offense that can score at will, and then you got Tom Brady that's going to do everything in his power to keep up.
Yeah, but that's just like some simple math. That's implied 8 touchdowns. That's a lot. That's a lot.
But we talking about 8 touchdowns between Pat Mahomes and Tom Brady.
So I don't know.
But it's just a lot.
It's a lot, and then I just don't know. The unpredictable for me is this: Tom Brady knows how to win a Super Bowl. So he may go. I feel like Tom Brady may go in there and say, "Hey, listen, we got to slow the game." So with as far as the total, Tom Brady may say, "Listen, I know what this game is about. We need to shorten this game up a little bit. We need to slow it down." Yeah. Try to keep it low, get it to the fourth quarter, and figure something out. That may be. I think he's going to override everyone. He's the only one that's got one. So he calls the shots of how the game is going to be played from the Bucs side anyway.
Yeah.
As far as the Chiefs, they only have one speed, and that's on. So so we just got to be ready. But I definitely think it'll be an entertaining, good game. Likely a very close game, but it is. It's hard to go against Tom, and it's definitely hard to go. I think Pat. I think what is he 26-1 or something? He's something wild in his last. He's won he only lost one. They only lost one game this year with him starting, and they won however many straight before that. So it's he's 26-1 last 27 games. So to be we're going to go in there and we're going to go in there and just beat them. That's not we need some luck. We need
earlier
some luck on our side.
Earlier this year, did you play them at home or away?
We were home. We were home earlier this year.
You're home again, which is crazy. Yeah. Another thing too, first Super Bowl, and you guys are home.
First home game.
Do you think
Tom, if they win, he can put that on his resume.
Yeah, and nobody else can match that.
And be I'm the only quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl home game.
Yeah. And the thing about it is do you think Tom knew that before he signed there and was I'm going to go here and accomplish this?
Oh, that would be so
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I think if he knew that, he's insane. That's sickening. That's disgusting.
Yeah, he's just.
I'm going to the team that's hosting the Super Bowl because I want to be. That would be sickening.
That's I put Tom Brady on the same plateau as.
He didn't know that because the Raiders were supposed to have the Super Bowl at first. The Raiders were supposed to have it this year.
They changed it.
Yeah, they changed it.
Why?
Because they couldn't. Coronavirus. Couldn't have something. It's all the Raiders stadium's indoors. It's all indoors. So
they wanted to have outdoors.
Yeah,
I got you. Okay. Yeah, because I put Tom Brady on the same level as Kobe. They just have that killer instinct, and they want to look for the challenge. The hardest thing possible, I'm going to go out and do that. Those are 2 kills right there. But anyway, moving along, we're going to go on to this ever-moving target, this ever-moving carousel, this Deshaun Watson down in Houston. Now we know that he asked for the trade because the Houston Texans went out and they hired a hot dog vendor to be the coach. So where do you guys think Watson is going to go?
Probably another bad team, unfortunately.
He has no trade.
He has no trade. There you go.
Clause.
There you go, Spy.
So if we're taking out the teams like the Jets and the Dolphins who are in the top 10 picking, if I want to go outside the box, I'm glad Briss is here. Atlanta.
Oh,
Why?
don't get me excited, baby. Don't get me.
He said, "Don't get me excited."
Don't get me
I'm looking
excited.
at a team.
But
that needs a
what
quarterback.
would they give up though?
Number 5 pick.
Man, give
That's
up
it?
everything.
Number
Whatever.
5 pick.
He said we give up everything.
Who you want?
Well, here's the scenario. They
Who you
got number
want?
5
Who you
pick,
need?
and they swap Matt Ryan.
Who you want? Who you need? I love the metro.
If
but
if they do
I'll
that,
back it.
then the Falcons, I think, automatically are in the NFC Championship, or
Yeah.
they're
No,
NFC, right?
It would have to be a team that has weapons for Deshaun, and a team that also
Which
is
they
in the
do.
top 10 that they can split picks. Well, obviously, they can give the Texans the pick. The Texans have no picks in the first 2 rounds.
Man, they can have every.
Yeah,
They can have every first round
them
pick.
Texans. Like, if you think about it, if the Texans didn't do anything and just kept Deshaun, they're fucked for the next century.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, for them to move Watson, I think is the better deal for them as well. But if it was me, I think he's going to go to the Jets because he already said he wanted to go to the Jets because he actually likes Saleh, who just went to the Jets, and the Jets have a bunch of capital to give up, and I think Houston will bait them into giving up a lot of that capital for Watson.
I mean,
So they might even take Darnold too. They might even say, hey, swap Darnold and give us 2 picks, your first rounder, your second rounder.
Yeah, that's the easiest pick. I didn't want to go that route, but yeah, it would be the
Yeah.
Jets and Dolphins as far as like the top 2. But yeah,
Yeah, I got the Jets. I think it's the Jets. I think the Jets will. I think the Jets. First off, the Jets will probably give as many picks as you desire, and so that's why I think makes them the lead candidate. They'll probably give as many picks as you desire, and then I think Deshaun Watson he'll get there day one, and it'll be like the old Magic Johnson, like we want to sign you to a 10-year deal, and you're already got like ownership in the team. Like it'll be like he just gets everything he wants. So
It's going to be the new Patrick Mahomes deal.
yeah, so I think there's some other teams that could possibly try to whip something up. Just from the
I
NFC
saw
side, like
the Panthers.
The Panthers or the 49, the 49. Like somebody can try to we're going to try to put something together.
The only people I can see, like if I was Deshaun, the only people I would want to go to is the Jets. Excuse me, because even when they give up capital for me, they'll still have enough capital because they got a bunch of picks. Same thing with the Dolphins. And like if we're talking about teams that are already kind of established, I would go to the 49ers because they already got weapons.
Of course, you would say you go for it. Shut up.
49,
You would
yeah.
say
Well,
you go to
I mean, would you not?
stupid
So, okay.
49ers flag behind you.
Hey,
Of course,
hey.
you would say that.
Stop this blasphemy before I kick you out of this podcast. But no, think about it. If you were Watson and we're talking about the 49ers or the Falcons, where would you go?
Falcons.
The Falcon? What are you talking about? You have Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. What are you talking about? Oh no,
Yeah.
I'd rather throw to Brandon Ayuk.
You're damn right. You better throw that Brandon Ayuk and Debo Samuels. Come on, man. You out your mind, yo. Julio's about to get his
what?
peg leg installed and get the fuck out of here because he has turf toe every second week of the season.
Yeah, but I think the Texans are so stupid that they're going to try to they're going to try to be like, you know what? If we're going to trade Deshaun Watson, we're trading him to the NFC. Like that's what I think.
I can see him doing that.
Because that's what I think that DeAndre Hopkins trade came down to. I don't think that was the best trade available. I think it was, oh, you want to know something? Let's increase our chances of not running to this DeAndre Hopkins over the next couple years. Get him on the NFC side. So I think the same thing.
But that's so stupid because you're running away from him and throwing away capital because that trade was the stupidest trade in NFL history. Like they literally got nothing for that.
If the
they
Texans
got
had
the
that
corpse of
thought,
David
they
Johnson.
wouldn't trade him to the Dolphins or the
ghost
Jets because
Yeah.
they play the Dolphin Jets next year.
That's what I'm saying. So if they're the Texans being stupid, like I said, instead of saying, hey, you want to know something? We might lose to Deshaun Watson one time in the next 4 years, but look at everything we're going to get back. Instead of that, they're going to say, instead of seeing this guy, you want to know what? Let's take less and send him to the NFC and never have to face him. Like, you know what I mean? So that's their logic, I believe. In that that's the logic that I think is currently in that establishment right now.
I think I would agree with that if Bill O'Brien was still in charge of things, because he is
true.
I literally think
he is about as
sharp as a hammer.
a beach ball, but I think. I mean, I don't even know who their GM is. Like, did they hire a GM yet?
It's me.
Yeah,
They have a GM.
Yeah, from the Patriots, Nick something.
All right. Well, okay. So whoever that guy is, I just have to imagine that he is smarter than Bill O'Brien, and even if he's not, right?
He might not be because they come from the same type of Because if he came, because he came from the Patriots, and Bill O'Brien came from
Patriots.
The Patriots. So they probably think the same.
I just have to imagine, kind of like this kind of reminds me of like the Anthony Davis trade with the Lakers, right? The GM at the time, whose name eludes me right now, he was like, we're not trading Anthony Davis to the Lakers because they thought that there was some tampering, right? Even though the Lakers had the best package to offer, we were going to offer them first round picks into eternity. There was like this thing where they were like, we're not trading Anthony Davis to the Lakers no matter what. Like, it doesn't matter, right? That GM got fired. Mm-hmm. The new GM came in and immediately was like, we're trading him to the Lakers because the Lakers have the best have the best package, right? Yeah. It's like.
But if you think, but
so like
when you look at it now, the Pelicans are still ass.
No, but that's not the point. The point that I'm trying to make is that like I think if Bill O'Brien was still like, to Snell's point about the organization being stupid, I agree with that. But I think the organization was stupid mostly because they gave all the power to Bill O'Brien. So, and now that Bill O'Brien's not there, I imagine that whoever they brought in is at least capable of like objectively seeing like, hey, let's just send this guy to whoever can give us the best deal.
So I would agree, but there's one thing. So this is why I don't think they are smarter. Because you want to know something? If they were smarter when they fired Bill O'Brien and they were hiring a GM, you probably would say, hey, Deshaun Watson, come sit in on this so we don't have this whole thing where we now have a GM that you don't like, and we're also hiring the passing game coordinator of the worst passing offensive
of the
mind
of the last century. Plays in the last
exactly. Yeah, we got the passing game coordinator from a team that runs the wishbone offense. That's what we went and got. For you.
To Snell's point, he's somewhat right because they actually said we will let you pick the GM. They hired a search firm, fired the search firm, and then picked another guy that no one knew about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
like they were saying fuck you the whole time.
Bill O'Brien, get fired. That's what I'll say to sum that up. The person that hired Bill O'Brien that was making the bad decisions is the same guy that hired
the owner can't get fired.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why he was doing whatever he wants to. All right, so we're going to jump into the meat and potatoes of this this podcast, this episode. So we are going to do our first 10 picks of the 2021 draft. How do you guys want to do this? You want to split it up like I go one, Brisk goes one, like that, or you just want to rattle off the first 10?
Yeah, just do it like that. Just everybody.
One. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll start it off.
We're not doing any trades, right? Just a straight draft.
Yeah, we do straight draft. I did a trade in mind, but I mean I can rescind the trade. I'm the owner of the league. So my number one pick, obvious. Trevor Lawrence is going to Jags.
Yeah, that's a lock. That's
100% lock.
I don't think that's a lock. Not to say he won't be number one pick. I think the Jags might entertain trading back.
Okay.
To keep Minshew? To keep
not to keep Minshew.
Motorola Minshew?
They might trade if the Jets are stupid. They might trade up. Urban might get Justin Fields. That's the only reason why they might trade
up?
back.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
all right.
I can agree to that. I can definitely agree to that.
That sounds like that Baker Mayfield 2 or 3 years ago when everybody thought it was going to be Darnold first.
No, it will be the equivalent of the great Chicago Bears
moving up one spot over the 49ers to get Mitch Mitch. Yeah. God damn assholes. Well, I'm glad they did it, but whatever. All right, so we're going to jump to number 2 since everybody was unanimous decision. So I got the Jets taking Zach Wilson.
No. No.
I've seen a lot of mock drafts say that, actually.
Exactly. Yeah, so when he gets taken, I'll expect $5 from you each.
So what I'll say is this, and this is there's a couple of guys that have gotten this. One being Carson Wentz. He was my latest. That Zach Wilson's going to get a front office cleared out. He's going to get GM, coach, cleaning crew. Everybody's getting fired. That's the type of quarterback that. Yeah,
that's the Blake Bortles effect. That's
exactly. Yep.
No, they stuck with Blake Bortles for like 8 years though. It seems like
exactly. Effect. Yeah, exactly. They got those guys. He's
a clean house.
He's a talent.
Like that's a Jamarcus Russell.
He's a talent, but he is not. He's definitely not. I don't believe. Yeah, I just don't think he could turn around a bad team. I haven't seen enough. Unless there's something I'm missing. If there was a game tape I missed, it's no way he should be the number 2 guy. Overall.
I agree. So I have either Fields or Penny Sewell from Oregon, offensive tackle.
If they keep, I can see that if they keep Darnold, because I don't think Darnold was actually the problem. I think it was Gase. So I mean, you still got a quarterback out there.
The Jets could go receiver, but this draft has a lot of receivers, and they have 2 picks in the first round.
So what I think the Jets are going to do is I think they do go Devonta Smith, and then I think after the draft, I think they package up Darnold in the picks, and then they try to entice a younger quarterback and say, "Hey, listen,
the picks for 22."
Yeah, the picks for 20, like later on. So So for even if it's like Deshaun, if they tried to go after Deshaun, they have a receiver. We have pieces. We're going to trade you Darnold, our pick next year, because we'll probably still, even if we get whoever we get at quarterback, we'll probably still be middle of the pack. And it's at least more enticing for somebody to come in or be willing to go to the Jets. It's like, all right, I got a young receiver. A decent line, I think it's more enticing if you do get a receiver first.
Over tackle, over Super?
I mean, they got that mountain of a tackle already at left tackle already. Beckham or Becton, whatever his name is. He's like I mean, he's just a mountain of a man. So I think you're okay at left tackle.
I think that's why I passed on that tackle for them.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I don't think it makes sense.
Because they already had one, so it was just like...
Yeah, I kind of see the Jets. I think the Jets end up trading anyway, but if they were going to pick, I think I would take Devonta Smith just to get
him some more weapons out there.
Just get a weapon, at least. And if worst case scenario, at least you can say, "Hey, we're getting Sam Darnold out of here because we gave him a weapon and he still stinks." Worst case scenario,
the ultimate test.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have to get a weapon because right now they have Jamison Crowder, Denzel Mims, and Brashard Perryman, and that's not it.
Perryman is a beast out there. Don't. All right, I'm lying.
I mean, you got to get it.
I fucking hate the Jets.
I like Denzel Mims though. I do like.
I think if you have like,
I do like Denzel.
If you have like a Devonta Smith and Denzel Mims, at least it's like, all right.
So I'll say this. I'm not a big Devontae Smith fan because he's so small, but that'll be for next year when he gets cracked the fuck up.
He'll be fine. He'll hit the weight room. He'll be fine.
Yeah, this ain't who's super fast, but in small. This ain't Ross from the Bengals. This is a different
John Ross.
Yeah, this ain't.
Bro, he had so much hype coming out. He played like 3 games in 15 years.
Yeah. He won the island, right? Like he ran like the 4.29 or whatever, and Warren Buffett was
yeah, he's like the fastest person out there. So I'll tell you this for everybody out there listening to the podcast, even you prospects going into the draft, if you need to gain some weight and put some muscle on, holla at me. I'll get you bigger. Hopefully you don't die in the process. Hopefully you don't die in the process.
It's almost like these Division I athletes don't have elite training staffs.
They don't. Like Mims. Like not. I keep saying Mims. I keep saying Mims because Mims you would think is a small person, but Devontae Smith. Yeah, Mims is big, but Devontae Smith is small. But they need to bulk up. But all right, so number 3, the Miami Dolphins. They actually got this pick from Houston. I'm going with the tackle out of Oregon, Sewell, because they already got their quarterback, and we're not doing trades or anything like that. So I figure they have some weapons. So you got to get Sewell because he's the best tackle in the draft. So you got to get him to protect Tua because Tua has 2 bad hips and a bad ankle.
I either got Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase. Because With Devontae Parker and one of those people, that'll give enough help for Tua.
I can see that.
Yeah, who do I have? Yeah. I have Sewell. Like I could see them going. I could see them going Sewell. I could also see them trading, but I could see them going Sewell. Or like you said, if I think Devonta Smith will be gone, I think they go. I think they can go Jamar Chase because, like you said, they do need another weapon. Kenny Stills is gone, even though he stink, but that's even more of a guys are leaving. You need younger receivers. You need young weapons. So yeah, Jamar Chase would make sense, or Sewell would make sense. Either or.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have to get. I think they saw this year that Tua's maybe not as elusive as I thought he might have been. So I think they gotta beef up that offensive line. So.
All right, so the number 4 pick goes to the Atlanta Falcons, who is the Cbrisc is the GM. So I think with that 4th pick, I think Cbrisc is going to take Justin Fields.
I think that is very possible. I think it's very possible. I think
it's a GM answer before the draft.
I think basically from what I've read about the incoming coach and GM, they have a very
fuck Arthur Smith.
They have the verdict is still
Who?
out on him.
Arthur Smith? Who's that?
He's our coach. He was the offensive coordinator for the Titans, and now he's the head coach for Falcons. Yeah.
But, that shows you how good he is. I don't fucking know who he is.
No, he's good.
From what I've read from both of them, they believe in best player available. So they're not going to try to draft for need like the last regime did. Instead of picking CeeDee Lamb, you pick a corner that's not even
AJ Terrell.
Yeah,
sucks.
So I think the Falcons pick at 4 will be determined by I think we take Justin Fields if Jamar Chase and
Smith?
Yeah. If Jamar Chase and Devonta Smith are both gone, I think we take Justin Fields.
I don't think they'll be gone by then. Because you got too many teams that need quarterbacks. You got the Jags need a quarterback, you got the Jets need a quarterback. And then the other wild card before you guys is the Dolphins. They can maybe take one of them. So if anything, like if I'm wrong, you guys get Chase.
I would not be surprised if we drafted the Justin Fields. I would not be surprised if we drafted Fields.
It would make sense to. I think it would make sense to take Justin Fields, but I think if they were looking to take Justin Fields, they possibly could trade back and just pick up some other stuff. But if they were picking, I could see them taking Justin Fields here, or they may take Patrick Surtain from Alabama. Like, I could see them going corner possibly, just because that position is such a need. And if you're willing to say, hey, I guess it just depends on what they're willing to do. If you're under, hey, we're gonna roll with Matt Ryan, and we're gonna keep the same offense. Then you take Patrick Surtain, get another solid corner, and then you just go from there. Because that would be, at that point, if you're gonna go forward, I believe if you're gonna go forward with Matt Ryan at quarterback, the best available player would be probably a defense, and it'll be Patrick Surtain for them. That's what I believe.
It ain't Surtain.
I think that's early for him. Yeah.
I think if it isn't Fields and it's Michael Parsons, linebacker for Penn State. Even though he sat out last year, Falcons need a linebacker, and he's good.
Yeah, I think overwhelmingly from what I've read from the incoming coach and GM, I think there's almost no chance that they draft a defensive player, because it seems to me like they're gonna try to make a statement in the draft. Now I don't know if that's trading. Like I don't know if that's trading like Matt Ryan and the pick for Deshaun Watson, or I don't know what that is. But to me, the sense that I have is that they're gonna make like a statement about what they're gonna try to do with the organization moving forward. And I don't think drafting a corner or a linebacker or anyone on defense makes that statement. And I also, just based on what they said about best available, like I don't think like Patrick Surtain and that linebacker, like they're not anywhere near top 5 picks on any board that I've seen. So so those two things lead me to believe that like it's going to be one of the 2 receivers or Justin Fields if the pick's not traded for something else, which I think is a possibility also.
All right, so going into number 5, we got the Cincinnati Bengals, and I think at this time, Jamar Chase goes off the board. I think they try to give, I can't think of his name right now, but the quarterback that tore his ACL.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Burrow. They give Burrow another weapon. Because before Burrow tore that ACL, Burrow was, like, great. Like, he was going to be, I think, the rookie of the year. He's fucking killing it, but he went down tragically to that ACL. I think they just try to give him another wide receiver on the outside, and A.J. Smith is not getting any younger. A.J. Green, I'm sorry. He is not getting any younger. So they got to start to replace his people. Because they got Higgs last year, right? Something like that?
Yeah.
Well, in the second round. Yeah, T. Higgins.
Yeah, T. Higgins.
He can ball.
Exactly. So if they got him, they want to, put somebody on the other side and get rid of A.J. And do they even have Ross on the roster?
He's somewhere around there.
I think he's still on their roster.
I mean, he
may have opted out.
He was losing snaps to everybody.
Oh, I think he did opt out because he wanted a chance to prove himself somewhere. I think he did opt out.
If he's smart, he opted out. Save himself some.
Last year he was losing snaps to everybody. Like he was getting DMP CDs left and right. So.
Yeah, Tahim, I agree with you. I think if it's not a tackle there, because they do need help from the offensive line, it would be Jamar Chase because Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow have that connection to LSU. So it's either a tackle or a receiver.
I understand. Yeah, I think you try to keep Joe Burrow from tearing his other ACL, and you get a lineman. That's the best way. That's probably the best way to go about doing that. But if the Sewell's not there and Jamar Chase is there, I definitely think that would be the way to go.
They have to draft the offensive line. They have to.
Yeah.
Like the Bengals' offensive line was so bad last year.
Yeah.
Joe
But
Burrow
the
was running
only
for
thing
the whole season. Like they have to like that.
Yeah.
The only thing about that is, go ahead.
It would be damn near malpractice for them to allow him to like have to deal with that offensive line for 2 years in a row, especially after the first year the offensive line got him hurt. Like they have to go offensive line.
Yeah, the only thing with that is, like, after Sewell's gone, the drop-off is so big that I don't know if you go and take that second guy and pass up so many other prospects. But I understand what you're saying because they do need a line. They do need help on the line.
I mean, there is another tackle.
Slater.
Slater.
I think they would. I think they would take somebody else, and then they would try to trade back up and get not the second guy, but maybe like the third like that, like. They're coming back up to get a
Vita Tucker from USC. He's a third guy.
Yeah, like you try to come back, like hey, we're gonna find our way back to this first round.
Somehow, some way.
Yeah, we're going to find our way back in here because, like you said, it would definitely be close to malpractice of like, hey, I know you tore your ACL, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you these same guys and we're gonna let you try that one more time and see how it goes.
We're going to get you a gold-pegged leg, too.
Yeah. Especially considering how they're going to run that offense. Like, they're going to have him dropping back 50 times a game. Like, they have to fortify the offensive line. They have to.
All right. Going on to number 6, we got them shitty-ass Philadelphia Eagles that don't know how to do any fucking thing. But I think they will draft a cornerback because that secondary is getting old and they need help. So I think they go with Khalid Fairley out of Virginia Tech.
It's either him or Patrick Surtain.
Yeah. They take who? Yeah. They could take what's the other kid's name? The kid from Ohio State.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Sean Wade.
I don't like Sean Wade that high. I don't like him that high.
They take whichever corner whichever corner is standing, they take him. Like whoever's there, like
whatever corner is there.
Yeah, they can't. There's nothing else they can do. I would love if Doug Peterson was still there because he might do something like, we're taking Justin Fields. Like we're going to take we're just taking, you know what I mean? Like he may do something. Yeah, we're under best available. We're taking Justin Fields, but I think I think they take whatever corners available at that spot.
I think the Eagles have such a dearth of wide receiver talent that, I mean, no matter if they're going to try to make it work with Carson Wentz or if they're just going to give the keys to Jalen, I mean, Deshaun Watson is 110 years old. Alshon Jeffrey has been running like he has a piano in his back for Deshaun
you
Jackson.
said
What did I say?
You said Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson. I was like, wait, did you play wide receiver now?
No. D-Jax.
Oh my god.
D-Jax is 110 years old.
D-Jax like Ajax.
Yeah. Alshon, I mean, he's been running like he has a piano on his back for 4 seasons.
And
I mean, other than that, like, are you gonna bring? other than that, like, are you gonna strap Jalen with? I should know this guy because he played at TCU.
Rager.
Yeah. Are you gonna strap him
Rager,
with
yeah.
Jalen Rager and Greg Ward? Like, are you gonna be like, yo, that's what you got, or are you gonna like go get a wide receiver? So
So
I think
you're
I got
thinking
them.
Waddle then?
I got them.
Waddle
I got
be
them
the third
taking Jalen
receiver in
Waddle.
line.
Yeah, I got them taking Jalen Waddle.
They got it. I think it's if they didn't go, I'd be shocked they didn't go corner. Whatchamacall has been getting
Slay.
what's the dude's name with the
With the green. Oh yeah.
give up big play Slay on one
Big
side.
play Slay. Big play Slay. Yeah.
And what's the other dude?
Mills?
Mills.
Mills.
Yeah.
Green hair.
Mills been getting beat.
Jalen
Mills,
Waddle, yeah.
look,
They be beating him like a fucking dirty rug.
like a drop.
I think the issue with the Eagles is that they just have so many needs.
Yeah, like they could literally go out and just like put their finger on anybody and be like, all right, that's good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
we really
Jalen-
needed that.
Yeah. Mills. He's god awful.
All right, so number 7. This is actually the pick of the Detroit Lions, who is a favorite team of our good friend Tanel Polk. Detroit has sucked since the fucking Revolutionary War. I think they take Trey Lance, which is I think they take Trey Lance, but I think it's going to be a bad pick because they're just trying to look for a replacement for Stafford. But I don't think Trey Lance is it. But I think he's there and they take him.
Zach Wilson.
This is where I have Zach Wilson going.
Zach Wilson.
And again,
Yeah.
this is how you get a front office cleared out. So Dan Campbell enjoy.
I think they're going to pick Trey Lance and still get him cleared out.
Oh yeah,
But
either one of those choices. I think.
I just think Zach Wilson is the worst of the two, so I think that's what they're going to do. Because to your point about the Texans, the Lions have proven to be poorly run forever. I mean, they ran out 2 of the greatest players in the history of the league who are just like, yo, I'm done. I can't deal with this shit.
Megatron and Barry Sanders
Yeah,
was just
like,
like, yo, I'm good, bro.
I'm good. Like I'm
put my life and heart and
I'm
soul
out.
into this.
Yeah,
You guys
I'm
suck
out.
me fucking dry.
So, yeah, I think Zach Wilson.
Yeah. Do you say something, Spider?
It's either out of Zach or Trey. I don't know
Zach or Trey?
who is the best. I mean, Trey's stats last year were good. I think he had like 40 touchdowns to like 0 interceptions.
But he's still
But-
D2.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, he's talking about that's his 2 years ago stats because they
Yeah, because they didn't play one game this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's whatever you pick.
I think it's going to end up. That team is depending on what they can get back for Stafford. I'll say also because I think everyone else is also leaving. I think Marvin Jones is up. I think everybody's up. So I don't see them coming back. Like I don't see like the talent they do have. I think Marvin Jones and Galladay are
Yeah.
we have a player.
So
option.
the only thing,
I know Kenny
like
Gates for sure.
the Detroit Lions are like an all-American team, and they're just going to trade. They're just going to draft like Ronald Reagan Sr. or some shit like that. Something fucking stupid. So we got Carolina next. I think Carolina goes tight in here, and I think they take Kyle Pitts.
They got some needs. They need a quarterback.
They need a lot of shit.
They need offensive tackle. They need a cornerback. I mean, I think for them it would be best pick. I mean, best available. But Kyle Pitts probably would be.
Because he's a game changer, and I don't think
Where's
any
he from
other.
again? Where's he from?
He's from Houston.
was born in Houston.
No, he's from the Florida Gators. So there you go, Spy clap. You want to fucking? But no, I think because of everybody else ahead of Carolina, they're not going to take tight ends. I don't think. So I think, like you said, the best available, and I think that's that tight end.
I mean, I think if over the years, like it's been proven, like taking a tight end in the top 10 is like that's a great way to get your GM fired. Like that's a
Kyle Pitts is different
that's
though.
an elite.
Yeah, I mean, but you got
is he better than T.J. Hawkinson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of college, he's
I think
better
he
than T.J. Hawkinson was.
I think as a prospect coming out of college, I think he's probably his athleticism. He's probably in line with like Vernon Davis. I would think like of that type of tight end. I would say.
Yeah.
Not
did he win the what's the award? The Mackey Award?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He won Mackey.
He was that. I think he was 8th in the Heisman or 7th in the Heisman voting.
Yeah, he's more along the lines of I was thinking he's more along the lines of like a Vernon Davis.
I'm about to
like,
say if you can get a young Vernon Davis, yo, that is a beast.
So let me rephrase that. He is not Vernon Davis. That's a different. I'm saying the type of player, the type of player, the type of player that you're getting. I would say he's closer to like a Vernon Davis. Like a T.J. Hawkinson is more like I'm blocking. Like those guys are like there to block.
TJ is like that cornball that just retired from the Cowboys.
Witten?
No, don't do that to
Witten,
T.J. Hawkins. T.J. Hawkinson has
I think
way
he's
more
like that.
athleticism than Witten ever had.
I mean, Witten played for fucking 40 years, so of course now he's moving around like the mummy's returned. But I'm saying when he first came into the game, he was a little more agile.
Yeah, I got the Panthers taking Trey Lance here because they need a quarterback, and I think their play calling, I think they believe that they can make him into an elite offensive weapon. So.
Yeah, with Joe Brady. So yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know what they, because they kind of went out and got Teddy Bridgewater. So I don't know if they really have faith in him to the point that like, hey, we're not taking a quarterback here, especially this particular pick at quarterback. I don't think like it makes sense to take Trey Lance, but I think that their coach is a little bit smarter than like, hey, we got Teddy Bridgewater. We know what we're going to do. We're going to go get the guy that only played one game last year and bring him in as the backup. Like, I don't think Trey Lance is that big of a talent, especially for that type of offense, that type of a pro style offense where all you really need is is accurate passing. You don't really need, I don't need you to scramble. I don't need you to be young. Just throw the ball a couple times and don't turn it over. And we're going to play complementary football. And that's his coaching style at Temple as well as at Baylor. It's not really having a big time quarterback. Like his quarterback at Temple was PJ Walker. Yeah, like you know what I mean? Exactly. So like that type of a guy, like, hey, yeah, you can be undersized, just make the throws, and don't be Carson Wentz. Like we don't need you to make a play.
Yeah. So
if that's the style that they're going to stay with, I don't think you need to take a quarterback to build. Like I don't think you need to do that. Like it makes no sense. Like they'll be in line to just like, hey, we're just going to keep getting veteran quarterbacks that know how to play football for our eternity. So I could see them taking Trey Lance, but I could also see them possibly going Micah Parsons just because, that middle linebacker spot since Kuechly left, it's kind of been a sour spot. And then I think Shaq Thompson, he's a little bit too reckless to run a defense. He's a great athlete, but I don't know if that's who you want to be your guy going forward. So I would say Michael Parsons here.
The main reason why I have them picking Trey Lance is because I think the issue with Teddy is that he has like no ceiling, and I think that even though this year was kind of a wash for the Panthers because CMC was out all year, I mean Teddy basically played every game. I think he only missed one or two games, and I think if DJ Moore wasn't hurt, Robbie Anderson wasn't hurt. So like the rest of that offense was basically there. And I think they probably saw that Teddy has no real ceiling and that like he can only take them but so far. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, all right, we kind of wasted our first year, almost through no fault of our own because our best player got hurt. But like, how many more years do we want to waste trying to make Teddy a thing? Like maybe they're like, yeah, we'll take a shot on a guy who might end up being the guy, as opposed to just dying a slow death with Teddy Two Gloves under
Teddy Two Gloves. I like
That's
it.
what I think they
it.
might be thinking. I don't know.
All right, so moving on to number 9, we have the Denver Broncos, and I don't know if you guys are into social media like myself, Mo, and Shiz are, the captain of Walmart. We stumbled upon Von Miller's life on what's Instagram.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure
Messy, man.
he is done. I'm pretty sure he's done.
He's good, man.
Nah, bro. He said, "What did he say? I hope you die or something like that."
Yeah.
I hope you or the baby dies or some shit like that. He said some wild shit. He said some shit that's unforgivable.
Listen,
So-
man, I believe that's terroristic threats. Like that's what that would be called.
Yeah, that is.
That's
He said
terroristic.
he said he's gonna put an IED in her womb. So
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
That's a little. Listen, man. You just
But
go
the
down
thing
to
is,
booking,
so
you go home. You go home from terroristic threats. You'll be all right.
yeah, 100%. So Cbrisc and Spy. Do you know what we're talking about?
Yeah. of
You know,
course.
right?
Yeah.
So I just want to dive a little deeper into this because this is the wildest shit I've ever seen. Right?
It's that
This-
thin air in Denver, man. It's that thin air. Got to
It
his
must
head
be. He
finally.
must like
That's what
always
it
be
is.
high or something.
Yeah, man. That thin
But
air.
this
That-
lady,
a lack
first
of
of all,
oxygen.
I didn't know, but I think Shiz brought it to my attention. He met her at a strip club.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
First red flag. Second
Hey,
red flag.
Don't you strip club shame.
Yeah, listen, man.
Don't strip,
I forgot you're close to the Bunny Ranch. I'm sorry.
don't strip club shame.
So the second one is, I think she has his face. I think most of this. She has his face tattooed on her back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She definitely has a tattoo of his face on her body.
But she
Along with
also has his
his
name tattooed on like the top of her breast, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. So he impregnated her.
This
and
is-
then sent her DMs like, "Yo, I'm so ashamed of myself, and I wish the baby dies," or some shit like that.
Yeah. So in my experience, outside of her being a stripper or any other thing like that, anyone that tattoos your name in red on their body will likely go to the furthest extent of every law possible to make sure you stay together. So at that point, you should know what you're signing up for. At that moment, she's like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm
You
going to the
mine
shop.
forever.
I'm tattooing your name across my chest." At that point, we're together forever
Yeah.
by default. We're linked together for eternity at that point because she'll never go away, ever.
Yeah. I mean,
And-
I think when you send the text message, I'm praying for a miscarriage.
Yes,
I
that's
think-
what it
I
was,
think,
verbatim.
I think like that's the Hail Mary pass. Like if this don't work, then nothing's gonna work.
Yeah.
If you tell a woman like, "Yo, I'm really praying that baby dies inside of you," like if you
Oh
if
my,
you send
that sounds
and it
so
doesn't get
fucking
through,
bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't get through, then you just gotta be like, throw your hands up, like, well,
Yeah.
So, side note, I'm going to start doing another podcast, which I'm going to get guests on. And the first thing we're going to talk about is mental health, because that's a fucking mental health issue.
Yeah. Something's not
Has to
something's
be.
not right.
Has to be. You don't say shit like that. You don't say shit like that and continue to play in the NFL.
especially to a woman that you were engaged to at one point.
Yeah.
And you got pregnant, that you obviously like cared for at one point, like
So I said all that. To say this: Denver's taking a linebacker.
absolutely.
They're taking Micah Parsons from Penn State. Only reason why I said that and brought that shit up.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a lot about Von Miller, and I totally agree about Micah Parsons for sure, because they have to fill his space. Cause
So listen, man. I think Von is a-okay. I think he'll give his apology. say he was caught in a fit of rage, blacked out, didn't know what was going on, didn't know what he was saying.
He blacked out, but he was sure texting correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
right.
not-
No
He
typos.
didn't, I'm about to say he
Yeah.
misspelled no words. It was correct
Exactly.
punctuation.
He put a
Exactly.
period at the end of it. Everything.
Yeah, he was ready.
So I think he's that much of a talent that we'll find a way around that conversation.
That terroristic threat.
Yeah, we'll find a way around that. And I think they take Marvin Wilson, D tackle from Florida State. I do think they go defense, but I just don't think they get a linebacker.
I do have him going defense. Either Christian Barmore from Alabama or defensive end from McGregor or Rasulo.
The one thing about Vaughn too that we didn't mention, aside from his off the field shenanigans,
Look back at that.
we're back on Vaughn.
well, is that like he had a season-ending knee injury last year, so it's
His Achilles.
Played, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Achilles.
I think it's Achilles, right?
I thought
Yeah, I think it was Achilles.
Oh yeah,
Achilles.
ankle and Achilles, yeah. But like, so it's not like he's coming off of a Pro Bowl year where like he just balled out and they were bad. Like he had like the worst injury in sports, and he's not super young anymore either. So it's not like he's not old, but
And doesn't he have like orange hair?
what? I don't know.
No, did he like dye his hair like orange or something?
I don't know. He's
All right, I'm sorry.
But listen, man. So like I said, he's coming off. He was upset about his injury. They got into an argument. Text message started flying. Like that happened.
Oh, text messages don't start flying as I've prayed for a
Listen,
miscarriage.
man,
That's not one of them things you just throw out there.
Listen,
I'm
man.
honestly praying for a miscarriage.
That's like saying, oh, I'm gonna take down the towers today.
Man, he
What?
was he was under mental stress because the game of football was taken away from him this year. That was it, man. That's my case, man.
Yo, you should be a lawyer, yo.
Man.
He said, and I quote, he said, "I'm so disappointed in myself. I'm so disappointed."
And I quote.
Can I
He
quote?
said, "Yo, these are direct from his text inbox. I am
Dude,
so disappointed." in
Brisk is
myself."
reading because I can see his eyes moving over.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed in myself. I'm so disappointed. She responded, "Me." She responded, "Me too." What does that mean?
It's the movement, baby.
And then he responded, "This is the biggest mistake of my life."
That's
She
horrible.
said, "Okay, please. I don't want to block you." He responded, "I'm honestly praying for a miscarriage," which is another way of saying, "Bitch, block me, block me, block me now."
Wow, this is what.
How many
Oh,
ways could I tell you to
shit.
block me, please?
Yeah,
Oh
Yo,
man, that's crazy.
yo, Vaughn is going to hell.
Crazy.
that was wild.
There's no way around that.
That's a wild exchange.
I don't
Hell
know.
yeah,
I don't
it is.
understand, Like, what could
That's
she
wild.
like? Yo, what could she have
If
done to
if
deserve
if our
that?
viewers out there, like if you didn't know,
Crazy, man.
go and like look that up because there's other text messages and other threads that are super hilarious as well. But we're just not going to go into those. So with the number 10th pick,
And we're
the
also
left-
and
Oh, go
we're
ahead,
also
sorry.
not laughing at miscarriage too. Like that's not
No, we're not. We're laughing at the
We're laughing
way
at
he's
a bit-
saying it and trying to go about it and just being super wild. We're laughing at Von Miller.
I mean, we're
I'm
laughing
not,
at
Himself.
I'm not even laughing at the people. I'm laughing at the situation more than anything. Like this is a wild situation. Any two people, but when you have
And who
people with
and for who
money.
leaked these text messages?
She did.
Oh yeah, she did.
Oh, she did?
Absolutely.
She did. Yeah,
Oh, she's
because
trying-
she was like because
She's trying to
I
get
guess,
fired.
I guess she was fed up. She was
Yeah.
so she was like, since y'all wanted to know, y'all, like, who was y'all?
Well, yeah, exactly. Who the fuck
This,
is y'all?
I think
Since y'all wanted to know, here's y'all MVP.
That's what I saw. That's what I saw. Here's y'all
He's
MVP.
not my MVP.
No,
He's not my MVP. I'm not a Broncos fan. Y'all's. But that's that's the mental health thing, and you know when I do start my podcast and I'm gonna have y'all on as guests, we definitely gonna talk about mental health in the black community because that's some straight fuckery right there. But we're gonna go on to this number 10th pick to the be-hated Dallas Cowboys, and with that 10th pick, because Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy don't know what the fuck they're doing, they're gonna draft me to play cornerback.
What I don't know what the Cowboys do. They're nuts. I think they take that lineman. I mean, They have nothing else. They have nothing else they can do. I think they end up trading somehow. I think they're going to do something irrational. I feel like. But if they stay at this pick, I think they take Slater. I think they take the best. I won't even say that. They'll take the best lineman available, and hopefully they'll have somewhat of a team health wise for next year. I think that's the way they go.
Actually, no kidding aside. I actually have them taking Patrick Surtain because he's still out on the board.
Yeah, that's actually who I have them taking too. Because they need help in the secondary, real bad.
Mm-hmm. They need offensive tackle, need a corner, need defensive help. But every year the Cowboys always draft out of position. They should have taken Jalen Ramsey. They took what's his fucking name? Running back. Zeke. Yeah. Last year they should have took defense.
I used to call you Zeke, and now you forget who he is?
They took CeeDee Lamb. I wouldn't be surprised if they take fucking like Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, where they fucking up.
Bro, now that you say that, I can see them actually taking it.
Yeah, that's
now
the
that you say that.
Now that you say it, it's like, yeah, I can see them doing something.
I don't know why, dumb. But yeah.
Yeah, they'll just like pass up all the corners that are still there, all the wide receivers that are still there. But we need another running back, and then try to trade fucking Ezekiel for 2 5th rounds and a 6.
Yeah, I think they go offensive line because they're I guess their secondary picks have not panned out so well. They've been good, but they haven't hit in that secondary, and I think they're better off saying, you know what? Let's just try to work free agency at that position because our scouts just can't. They're not cutting it at corner. So I think they'll just go line and call it that.
Line should be the choice. There should be Slater or Vera Tucker, though, but you never know with Jerry Jones. So I don't know.
Yeah. So that's our first 10 picks for the NFL draft 2021. We had some basketball news to talk about, but I mean, it really wasn't a lot, and we're kind of deep into it. So we're just going to skip on to other news. The first thing we got in this other news, did you guys watch that Connor McGregor fight? All 50 seconds of it?
No, it was round 2.
Was it round 2?
Yeah, it made it to round 2.
Oh, well, it did. Well, I guess he knocked his ass into the past, so I thought it was still round 1.
Yeah, no,
when he didn't wake up.
Round 2 just got ugly. That's what it was. Like what everybody saw was just round 2 got ugly. But it made it to a second round.
I mean, I watched the fight. I feel like Connor is done. That dude really just picked him apart and ate all his punches. Because in the first round, he was kicking the shit out of his leg, and Connor was throwing some combinations, tagging him and stuff like that. But the dude still wasn't moving. And then he came out in the second round, kicked him one good time, so that leg was done, and he just rushed him and was throwing jabs, hooks, everything else, and he put him to sleep. He knocked his ass out.
Connor is the male version of Ronda Rousey. He's over.
100%.
He's over.
That is the craziest analogy.
Ronda was nice for a while.
Yeah,
and Connor was nice for a while too. So you start running into people that have beat his ass.
Yeah, I think that's the part of I think he'll still fight, and I think he'll win some fights. First off, he's batshit crazy, so that's a whole nother thing. Because I don't think he'll win another fight.
He's lost his last 2, right?
Yeah.
He lost his last 2, but he
tapped out one, and then he got beaten to oblivion his last one.
So to define crazy for me is, all right, so I'm gonna fight Floyd Mayweather in a boxing match, get beat up. Go back to UFC, fight Khabib, probably the top UFC fighter of all time. I'm going to fight him, lose.
Choked out.
Yeah. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some time off, and I'm going to fight this guy that's been red hot, that's won 3 or 4 fights. So he's not he'll definitely fight again. I think these losses, though, when he did lose to Khabib, I think it takes some of that fear away that guys have of him, of he's beatable. I think the first time they fought,
he believes.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. The first time they fought, that's when Connor kind of had that mystique of this guy's just knocking people out. He's doing all this crazy stuff. Nobody can stop him. And I think that played into Poirier's head a little bit, and he's trying to keep up with the antics, and he's not concentrating. Now it's just like, oh, Khabib just didn't say anything, went out there and beat the living life out of this man. I'm gonna take that strategy, and that's what I think see happen. So I think Connor will come back and be better, just because I think he now knows, like, these guys don't fear me anymore, as opposed to where people used to fear him. So I think he'll come back and he'll win some fights. He'll probably fight guys that aren't contending for the championship belt. Also, that's probably a good place to start there as well. So he'll be back, man. That dude's crazy.
It's crazy. He's gonna keep getting knocked the fuck out too. But
that's a possibility also.
Yeah. So before we go into the stock market craze, we're gonna say I just want to say, rest in peace to Cicely Tyson, because we found out today that she died. She passed, which is a loss to the African American community, minority community. She was a trailblazer in the film and acting world. So condolences out to her family. So with that being said, we're going to jump into the stock market that has been red hot these last 2 or 3 days. This craze has made a lot of so-called stockbrokers, a lot of self-made millionaires, a lot of Wolf on Wall Street types, and a lot of fucking retards, personally put. People that don't understand the stock market literally turned on CBS News, saw something crazy.
No, they turned on Twitter.
Not even.
Yeah. You're right. They went on Twitter and Reddit
and Reddit and TikTok.
Saw something crazy. Downloaded Webull and lost their fucking life savings in 3 days. If you guys don't know what we're talking about the GameStop. It was GameStop.
AMC.
What else? AMC. There was another BlackBerry, Nokia, Express, I think it was.
Yeah, those are Express is like kind of on the fringes. But.
The other one that's in there is Cost, which is which is possibly. I mean, I haven't seen a Cost electronic since like Nobody Beats the Wiz.
Exactly.
like
Nobody beats the Wiz.
Like Cost down the street from Circuit City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, what was happening is regular Joe Smoles were going in and betting against the stock, and it pushed it to a point where the hedge funds and the millionaires and stuff like that, they were fucking losing money. They were losing money big time because they're losers, because the millionaires and hedge funds were betting against a short. So then, because of this, I guess they put in phone calls. They put in favors to people like Robinhood, and said, "Hey, stop them from betting. Stop them from trading." They halted trading on a lot of these stocks, and people were pissed off because what was going to happen was, if they allowed it to continue like that, these hedge funds were going to lose millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So just to clean it up a little bit.
Clean it up because I'm drunk.
That's not. Yeah. That's not entirely. So okay. So we don't know exactly what happened, right? Like some of the stuff on the stock
Jesus
market,
happened.
You'll never know.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff in the stock market, you'll just never know what happened. But what we do know is that there were huge short positions against GameStop. It was like the main one that people that they started with. Huge short positions from several hedge funds. One specifically that basically had shorted the stock 130% of the shares available, which makes no sense. It shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be a thing that's capable of happening. People on the internet figured this out. They said, "Oh, we're gonna kill the shorts," right? So they're like, "Oh, we're gonna, Wall Street Boys or Wall Street whatever the Reddit thread was like, yo, this is happening in GameStop. We should run it up. Go buy GameStop at $33, whatever it was last week." And it basically jumped from 33 to end of trading day today. It was basically $300, right?
Let me check to see what it is right now.
Yeah, so in after hours, I'm sure it's up. But during the day today, or at the beginning of trading today, Robinhood and TD Ameritrade halted traders from buying several of these stocks. The four that we mentioned mostly. So that's
It's
GameStop.
three. It's sitting right now at 311, and it went up $117 after hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, GameStop, BlackBerry, Nokia, and what's the other one that we mentioned?
Express? No, he said Express was Fringe.
Calls.
BlackBerry,
Cost.
AMC. Those are the main four that people were attacking, and a lot of these brokerage apps that people are using halted people from buying those today. And then they listed a bunch of things. They said, there's extreme market volatility, blah 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 blah. All these terms that get used in the stock market all the time that people who just now are entering the stock market aren't familiar with. So they're like, oh, we're being cheated, right? So there's a high likelihood that people are being cheated, but the issue is
100% chance, 100% accurate.
Yeah,
I'd say it's a 1,000,000% chance.
The issue is that this is not a new thing, right? Like this is not something that just started happening today, which is what it seems like a lot of people are having an issue with. They're like, oh, the little guy is getting squashed, and they don't want the little guy to win. And it's like, well, this is how the stock market has worked for 100 years. Right? Yeah. Like welcome to the party. Like this is just kind of how it is. And it doesn't make it right, but it doesn't make you special for being a part of something that's been happening forever.
Yeah, you just gotta be you gotta be fucking smart enough to see what's going on and not jump into that shit.
Yeah. And one of the main things that we kind of talked about this before the show started is that all of us here have been investing in the stock market in one way or another for like years, right? And one of the main things that we talked about before the show is like some of these people have like 3, 4, 5, 6, up to like 10x their money, whatever they put into AMC, or not AMC, but like GameStop in the last like 4 days. Yeah. And a lot of them, I don't care what people on the internet are saying about like, oh, there's smart people in these red. Okay, fine. I'm sure there are. But a lot of these people saw something on social media and was like, I'm about to ride this wave. They have no idea why they're putting money into GameStop. Like they have no clue. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But like, don't act like you have all of this data and information and that's the reason why you're doing this and you feel robbed and all this stuff when you've made 5 or 6x in 24 hours based on something you saw on the internet. Like, it's okay for you to take your money, say thank you, and move on and go do something else. Like, like that's the biggest issue that I've had with all of this. Like, I love people being involved in the stock market. It's the single biggest like wealth creator in like the last 100 years, from people who don't have wealth to people who are getting wealth. So like, it's great, but it's okay to take some profit, right? Like it's okay. Like you don't like. It's okay to put in $100 and take out $400 in 2 days. Like that is better than okay. It's great.
It is 100% okay to take that goddamn money and run. Let me tell you, because like I said earlier, me, Mo, and Dana have been investing for about 4 or 5 years. So we took, and we don't have AMC, GameStop, even though I actually tried to get us to buy GameStop, but Mo stopped me.
Yeah, because
that's even better. So that's why it's three. That's why it's 3 of us that invest together, because somebody stopped me like, yo, chill. Like, all right, cool. But we took $0 and made $30,000 in 4 years. Like the right way, the hard way, knowing what we're going to buy, knowing how to buy it, and then like so we understand the market. Like, and like to what Cbrisc was saying, like people have jumped in within the last week and talking about, oh, let's start up a traders chat and make some money. You don't even know what the fuck you're doing. Yeah. You literally don't. Like, you'd invest in fucking McDonald's and Coca-Cola. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though Coca-Cola is actually a pretty good stock to invest in, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't know what to do. And what I don't want to happen is people to jump on this wave, think they know what they're doing, and then lose all the damn money. There's still
that's the only way that people learn, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like it's there. I don't want to say it's a science to this, but there's a patience and a research piece to this that people have to do, and people have to really like understand. Like, don't just jump into the stock market blind. Do not do that. Like we saw. Like, because remember when the Bitcoin craze went and people started to try to jump into that and make all types of money, like, and people lost a lot of money doing that shit too. Like, don't.
I love Bitcoin, so don't talk bad about Bitcoin.
No, listen. I have Bitcoin too. I have Bitcoin too.
I'm
I got Bitcoin. I got Dogcoin. It's up to like 45 cents right now, which is making me money.
all them cryptos until it's regulated. It's just not. It's just a move away. Yeah, man, keep holding on to it. Keep.
Yeah, I'm holding on.
You got to hold on to it.
I'm holding.
Buy every dip you can. But so I think, Taheem, you said something interesting. Like, we see a lot of people. We've collectively, the four of us, have seen people on social media that we know talking about starting up stock market group chats and all this stuff. And it's like
the key person that's started can't read. But go ahead.
but like we'll make jokes about this stuff. But I think I'll speak for myself. Like, I don't want to tease people for wanting to learn, because like we all started at one point not knowing anything about the stock market and wanting to learn. So I think that this could be like an excellent opportunity for people to like the stock market and want to learn.
And that's the thing. Like you said, don't get at people for wanting to learn. Like if you follow me on Facebook, I have mentioned multiple times like, yo, I'm willing to start trading chats with people. I have the ones with Mo and Dana. I have one with two of my friends that I work with in the military in Barksdale with, and I have two friends that the only two people that actually answered that Facebook post, and we have all made money together, just listening and doing research and understanding what's going on. So I do make myself available to people, and that's the thing. But some people always think like they know better, they know more, like they're not humble enough. They won't check their egos at the door. They'll just come in and think they have the master key, or they have the algorithm, or they have the plan, and then they fucking lose their fucking houses.
Listen, man, it's like anything else. It's like, it's like growing up. It's like, somebody could tell you not to do something 1,000 times. You're still going to do it anyway because you have to play with the fire. You have to get burned. And I feel like the stock market's the same way. So I laugh about it because it's just the same as laughing at laughing at like a child that's like, yo, I'm gonna sneak out of the house and my parents aren't gonna find out. Like, they're gonna find out. Like this has happened time and time again, well before you. So to me, a lot of it is like watching that of like, yo, this is just like I've done stupid things and I know how this ends. So I'm just gonna watch it and let it happen because it has to happen for people to be like, okay, you know what? I'm not just gonna hop on this because last time they just stopped AMC in the middle of, for nowhere. So this same thing has happened. It happens all the time. It usually just occurs with penny stocks, less notable companies. It happens like this isn't like a new. This
isn't a new thing because of the way that it was executed.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just the same strategy. It's just being executed with bigger companies.
Yeah.
But the same thing has happened hundreds of thousands of times before. I've had penny stocks that I've had that, they're $1, they shoot up to $5, they get halted. Then when it comes back off the halt, they're at 50 cents and deal with it. There's been no outcry from CNBC or, there's nothing, but the same thing happened. So when I see this, it's the same thing. It's like, listen, this has happened. This has happened to me 4 times before. Like I've seen a stock get halted and come back with nothing. And I've seen them just stop a stock for days with no explanation. At least you're getting an explanation.
Yeah, I've seen too. Them actually stop stocks for days and won't tell you why. Yeah, you think your app is broke, but it's not.
Exactly. So it happens. It honestly happens, and it's not like you said. It's just one of those things where it's like, I know people feel like, hey, I've been cheated, I've been robbed, I've been hoodwinked. But it's just like, we were talking about it today. It's just like the Tuck rule. It's just like the Saints pass interference. Yeah, I know it's wrong. We all know it's wrong. We all know it's incorrect. But the Rams are going to the Super Bowl. The Patriots are going to the Super Bowl. We'll see you guys next time. Like you'll get our letter apologizing. You may get a settlement in 7 to 10 years for $20. But that's what's going to happen. But like you said, this is the best. Unfortunately, this is the best way for people to learn stocks is you need to go through this craziness because if this occurs again, you know what? People are going to be like, you know what, man, I'm going to sit this one out this time because last time I got burned with AMC. I got burned with GameStop. So that's all it is, man. You need this to, I think you need this type of loss and this type of chaos to go on to really make people want to deep dive and stay in stocks.
I go ahead, Bruce.
No, Spy, you didn't say anything. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I somewhat agree with you, but I think in today's society, not us, but most people living off of social medias, whatever that app tells them what to do, they go and do it. Going back to what Briss says, it's like, if you don't know stocks, you're going to lose money fast.
Yeah.
And you go on Twitter and it's like, oh, like XX125 da-da-da saying, buy AMC. Well, I'm going to buy AMC. And you're not even, you have to know the rules. And like, getting burned is the best way of learning. But I think these people will never learn, though, which is a sad thing. Because tomorrow it'll be like XX11 said, go get stock in like Breyer's ice cream. Like, all right, whatever, I'm going to do it. And get burned again.
Yeah.
It's like whatever the masses are doing, they're going to do.
Yeah.
But it's like it's crazy because stocks, that's a good indicator. If the masses are doing it, don't do that shit. There's something wrong with it.
That's not always true. That's not always true. But
No.
I think one thing you said, Snell, that is like that's interesting. That I think a lot of people who are involved in this GameStop thing right now, that they don't understand is like how frequently
It happens.
stocks get halted. Yeah,
it
right.
happens
And
all
it's
the
not
time.
even like I know. Like for me, I've been invested in stocks that have been halted for days, like you mentioned, like big companies, like bigger companies than AMC, bigger companies than bigger companies than GameStop, and they get halted based off of like a speculative tweet that a CEO might have tweeted about a possible acquisition, right? Just like a legit accident, like a CEO might tweet something like, "Oh, we're in talks with so and so company to be acquired or whatever," and then because of that speculation, the stock shoots up 20%, and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna halt this because we're not sure if some insider trading is happening. We're not sure." So like this happens so often. It's just that it's just under a microscope right now. Because a bunch of maniacs on the message board decided that they wanted to pump up a company that is dying, for no reason other than to crush the shorts and to stick it to the hedge funds, right? But like
Stick it to the man.
So it happens so often, and for so many reasons, that like we might know, we might find out about, and for some reasons that we'll just never find out about. Like a company's stock gets halted for 10 minutes during the day. No one hears about it except for the people that are invested in it through a hedge fund or through a 401k or through some type of retirement vehicle, right? And like it's just like if a tree falls in the forest and no one hears, like, did it fall type thing, right? It's like that. And like one of the biggest things I've been thinking about over the last 2 days is how many people are putting money in the market with no plan.
Yeah.
Right? Like that is the biggest
Well,
thing.
they do have a plan. Get rich right now.
Yeah, that's
But it's not a plan.
I understand it's not a plan.
Get rich and die trying, baby.
right now.
It's
That's the plan.
People don't understand that the stock market is comprised of a lot of different like people who are trying to accomplish a lot of different things. There are day traders who are just like flipping value in, value out, right? There are long-term investors who are just trying to leg into companies that they believe in for a year, or 5 years, or 10 years, or 30 years. There are retirement funds, pension funds. A lot of these are like held by these hedge funds, which is another thing that people don't think about. All this angry mob is like, oh, we're gonna crush the hedge funds because they're shitting on the little guy. It's like, do you guys understand that a lot of money that's in hedge funds is people retirement money? Like hedge funds aren't 100% rich people putting their money together and getting rich. A lot of hedge funds are filled with people's 401ks. Like people like there. I am positive that there are people right now who are trying to buy GameStop because they're trying to short it and they're trying to crush the hedge funds. And those people also have a day job, and their day job offers them a 401k that they are.
So they're crushing themselves.
Yes, that they are invested in, and that 401k is being managed by a hedge fund.
Yeah.
like
Very much so.
Talk about fucking yourself.
Yeah, so it's like people just need to understand what they're doing, and like again, everyone. I'm not preaching that like you shouldn't get in the stock market unless you know what you're doing, because when you get in the stock market,
it's trial and error.
You are not going to know what you're doing.
Yeah, man.
But at least have some type of strategy, like.
Or ask somebody.
Flying by the seat of your pants, like, yo, Dave Portnoy and the Barstool guys told me to get in GameStop, so I'm gonna get in GameStop. Like, at least think, okay, I'm gonna throw $100 in GameStop. Like, if it doubles, I'm gonna take my money out. Not like this fucking diamond hands right to the top. We're holding forever. Like, we're holding GameStop forever. Meanwhile, GameStop is closing doors. Like every week, GameStop is closing doors.
Yeah, I've
the
been
business isn't changing.
Yeah, and I've tried like I said, I've tried it like. Listen, man, I've bought into companies. I remember one penny stock I had. I think it was a marijuana company and a record company all in one. Like that's not like before it's legal in all the states. Like that's not a good company. But my thinking is like, yo, this
gonna be legal one day.
Exactly. Yo, this company's 4 cents. If I can get this thing to 8 cents, I'm out of here. Like.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like I'm not waiting for $1. I'm not waiting for none of that shit.
So when I see people like, yo, this is at $30 and it went up to $100, and when you want more, it's just like, yo, you wasn't.
It's like
you need to go back and buy that weed record label and understand, like, yo,
start at the bottom.
Yeah. So, but man, listen, man, I think baptism by fire, man. That's the with the stock market, man. It's just. I don't know. Like I said, it's just like getting older, man. It's the only way like people learn of like, okay, I remember GameStop. I remember what happened there. They just came in and just let us stop buying it. Like, don't do that no more. like we can't use that strategy because they're just gonna stop it. So
it's like, yo, if you put $300 in GameStop on Friday when it was $50. And you woke up on Monday, and Monday afternoon it was $175. Yo,
it's time to run.
Take the money that you made out and leave whatever is the equivalent of the 50 that you had in. If you're prepared to lose 50, then let that ride. Diamond hands it to the end of the world. Right? Hold that 50 forever, and then take your profit and put it into something fucking boring like Apple. Like
Tesla.
Alphabet,
Google,
like Tesla,
QQQ,
yeah, like put it in something fucking boring like the S&P 500 and forget about it.
All
right, so we're gonna leave it there. We're gonna wrap it up. I don't know what episode this is because Shiz usually does that.
Yeah, Shiz keeps track of the episodes.
He keeps track of the episode. He has the little cute noises in the background.
He is fully the full production.
Yeah, he's full production, man. That's the production, man.
Right there. Band.
Yeah, he is diamond fingers right there.
Diamond fingers.
That's diamond fingers, sparkly fingers, or fancy hands, or whatever the fuck you want to call them. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up there.
If I hear that shit one more time,
yo, you gonna hear it. He's gonna hit you with that shit.
Listen, man, I love it because, like I said, man, it was just like me, like yo, listen, let me tell you something. This weed record label gonna get off the ground. I know their only artist is Iggy Azalea, but this thing gonna work. This is gonna get off the ground.
He said, yo, this shit's getting off the ground, baby.
Like that's how I feel when I see Diamond Hands. Like, yo, Iggy Azalea ain't that bad. Like she would niggas.
Yeah. I just see that Diamond Hands and I see a bunch of hope in his eyes, and I'm like, yo, you deserve to have that, brother, but you gonna go broke.
Listen, man, I love it, man. I love this. Like, it's fun to watch, man.
It is a lot.
It's fun to watch.
I will say that it is a lot.
I usually hate looking at like stocks during the day. This is like absolutely entertaining because it is so.
I totally agree.
It is so like I know what's gonna happen. But let's just let it go.
Absolutely.
Let's see this. You buying it? Nope. I'm good. I don't need to buy it. I'm good, man. This is good. This is a good seat right from here.
Absolutely.
All right, we've been at it for like an hour and 50 minutes, so we're gonna wrap this thing up. You guys got any last thoughts?
Listen, man, Diamond Hands, baby, go for it. Band of brothers. Band of brothers.
Yo,
just hold the line.
Hold the line. Band of brothers, man. Keep pushing, man.
Just
I'm
make
not involved in this. I'm with the little. Give me the underdog. I'm with the underdog, man.
Just make sure you tweet your daily emotions. Tweet them so we can fucking see them and read them.
And don't be scared to take a profit, man. Take some off the table.
Yeah, if you bro, my thing is take half of your money out now. Take half your money out now. Run with it because you don't want to go to sleep up $400 and then wake up fucking in a whole $300. You don't want that.
Band of brothers, hold this thing. Hold it straight through the weekend. Like keep holding on.
Yo, you are.
Go for it.
You are. You need to be in an insane asylum if you hold that motherfucker over the weekend.
Listen, man, let him rock, man.
It's gonna be $7 on Monday mornings.
Yeah, it's gonna get that.
That shit might be 20 cents.
Yeah, that weekend is gonna get ugly. That's when it's going to get. It's going to get ugly because it's like, listen, the market's closed. They shouldn't be buying anyway. Let me talk to you for a second. All of y'all.
All y'all. Like, at once.
Exactly.
We're about to have a Zoom call right now. Like, yo, listen, this shit is about to drop.
Yeah, so this is what we're going to do.
All right, man. So this is us signing off from Second One Podcast. You guys have a good night, day, whatever you guys are doing. No drinking and driving, alcohol. Don't do coke and driving. None of that crazy shit. Wow. Just get stocks. Just get stocks and watch football and sports. And keep listening to us.
Diamond hands, baby.
Diamond hands all day, baby. All right, we're out.